Good afternoon, you YouTubers. Today we're coming at you guys with a video called the top 10 most influential card sets of the game.
Yeah, these are the sets that we think basically change the game the most, cause meta shifts, or just the game was just played differently after these sets compared to like before. So, yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started. We have Storm of Ragnarok. That was pretty much the set that introduced Max C, which was a huge meta changer, and of course you guys remember the legendary 6 Samurais as well.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, I mean, because Triple Shin at that time was pretty much game. There wasn't much going over that. So that set introduced a lot. Like
legendary 6 Sams was, like, in my opinion, definitely like the biggest archetype boost I think it's an archetype really ever gotten. I mean, like
in one set.
Like, yeah, just in one set. Yeah. Like it was just a revamp. And this set also had Karakuris and some Infernity support. This kind of came, I guess, you know, it came in an awkward time. Like Karakuri and stuff like wasn't like big when the set released. I think the set's most known for the legendary 6 Sam boost.
Yeah.
But also Forbidden Lands came out of this set. For number 9, we've got Light of Destruction. If you guys don't know this, it's kind of obvious. Light of Destruction introduced Light Sworns.
Basically.
And Light Sworns have, since their release, been a huge deck. There were other important cards that came out of this set. We got Fossil Dyna. We're reading off a phone. We're lazy.
Yeah, we got Fossil Dyna, Gazaurus, which is of course the best Glad Beef fusion.
Substitute.
You guys remember the Substitute FTK?
Yeah, Substitute was a big deal.
Yeah, they had emergency, not emergency, they had to ban him. He's just too good. So
right.
Yeah.
So Light of Darkness was Light of Destruction was a big set. Introduced Honest too. That was another kind of important one. So
yeah.
It got our number 9 spot.
Yeah, Light Sworns and Triple Honest, that's pretty much GG, no matter what you're playing. For number 8, we have Invasion of Chaos.
Yeah, this is one of the older sets, so for some of you newer players, you might not be familiar with it. But it introduced basically the Chaos monsters. Envoy, Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy at the end. Chaos Sorcerer also came out of this set, and that was a big one. And although it's not really a Chaos monster, Demok came in this set too.
Demok is the best Chaos monster. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't do like the light and dark thing, but it's yeah.
You know how good it would be if it did that? Like, it would be probably the best card ever.
Then it really wouldn't come back.
Yeah,
I mean, not that it has much of a chance to come back.
Konami, see this and bring back Demok. I miss her.
Yeah, I thought it was a him. I could have sworn it was a him.
I don't care. I don't know what y'all look. It's a girl to me. Like the clothes are just too tight.
Blackluster Soldier is a girl. Did you know that?
Really?
I'm not even kidding. Blackluster Soldier is a girl. Like they say that in like some trivia thing.
Why?
I don't know. Number 7 is the Duelist Genesis. This was the set that introduced synchros. We got some of the biggest synchros that are still relevant today, except for Goyo got banned.
Goyo Guardian.
But this introduced Stardust Dragon, Goyo Guardian, Red Dragon Archfiend.
The Thought Ruler, was that in that here?
Thought Ruler came in this set, and there was and Magical Android. He's not really as
relevant
huge
anymore.
But this basically was the synchro introducing set, and it also gave us Emergency Teleport.
Right, which is a very big card even to this day. But it pretty much was a set that kind of curved the format. I mean, just you introduce synchros as a whole new concept of the game, so of course you kind of jump on it. And the monsters had really, really good effects, especially for the time that they were released. So they were powerhouses.
Charge of the Light Brigade also came out of this set, and Gladiator Beast War Chariot.
Yeah.
These were 2 kind of major players in
two big support cards for their archetypes. Yeah. Number 6, you guys, we have the Shining Darkness.
The Shining Darkness. Yeah. This set literally defined a meta when it was released. Because before this set, it was Cat Synchro had just gotten hit in March. And so we kind of went through a month period where it was kind of Flamvell, Cat, and Diva Control. People didn't really know what to play. Then the Shining Darkness dropped, and it had X-Sabers. It gave them Bogart Knight and Dark Soul. Infernities got Barrier and everything.
Oh god, yeah.
Really.
Blackwings got Harsh with Black Feather, I think it was, or something like that.
I think that came out of this. And then it also gave us Perfect Herald and Frog FTK through Ronin Totem. So, deck number 5 is Starstrike Blast. This was a really fun set. This is the set that gave us Bulb. Glow Bulb.
For those who don't know Glow Bulb, because it didn't ban for a very long time, it's probably never coming back. And a lot of new players don't know what Bulb is unless they've just seen it, but they've never seen the true power of Glow Bulb. That card is probably the best tuner in the game to me personally. It brought out Formula Synchron, Shooting Star Dragon. It brought out tuning. And for those of you who do not know, who should probably know by now, I am an avid junk doppel player, so or just junk synchro, whatever player. I'm a synchro player, and this was pretty much where a lot of my tops and wins and regionals and stuff came from, was just because of this set right here, just those few cards right there.
Yeah, like we got Gold, we got Formula, we got Tuning, we got Shooting Star. That deck basically kind of just took off with the release of this set, and also this set introduced Karakuri, if I'm not mistaken.
It did introduce Karakuri. They were not as huge. We had a Beret, and we had like the smaller ones, like we had Merchant and stuff, but the deck just did not have enough as far as a powerhouse. But it pretty much gave us like a precursor to what was to come. And so, all right, I'm gonna take number 4. Number 4 is Extreme Victory, and the only 2 things I need to say about number 4 is Tengu, Reborn Tengu, and Tour Guide from the Underworld. Those 2 cards shaped the meta tremendously. We all remember when Tengu at 3 was like you just could not get rid of it. Tengu had a lot of hype, but it was well deserved. Tour Guide hit $200 fucking, which was just ridiculous. But that's like, you guys remember Billy Break's back-to-back YCS wins with Plant Synchro? Like those were like the main, those were the main concept. You get a Tour Guide, you get a Tengu. Pretty much from there, you're going for game.
Those are also the days when Tour Guide could get Sangan, and Sangan got its effect when it was attached.
When it was detached as the XV's material.
Yeah, and it was a pretty sloppy time. I mean, like it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, this set did release TGs. They didn't get necessarily as much attention probably as the other cards in the set, but it released TGs, and it also released a lot of the psychic support cards like Serene Psychic Witch and like Psychic
Esper Girl
and the Wizard thing. Set number 3 is one of my personal favorites, Phantom Darkness. Phantom Darkness, like Light of Destruction, is kind of the opposite. It released all of the dark counterparts, but the only one we really care about is Dark Arm Dragon. Although the releases of the set basically kind of spelled out the Dark Arm Return deck, with Dark Armed, with Dark Lord Zeratos, Dimension Fusions, and Demox, and it just all the dark monster support. Although some other cool cards came out of this. Lonefire, Blossom, and Gigaplant came out of this set. 2 very big cards. Super Polymerization, although it wasn't used at the time, later got used and it came out of this set. And Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth.
You guys all remember Fish OTK, and if you don't, you haven't been playing the game long enough, but that deck was real. 1 turn is all it took, and there was no things like Effect Veiler and Phoenix Chain to slow you down. Pretty much you had to stop a summon or just pretty much get OTK, which happened quite often.
Right, and this is just kind of one of those sets that when you think of money sets, it certainly was I mean, Secret Dark Arm, and it was like, Secret Dark Arm even felt like a short print secret. The card, didn't its peak at around like 300?
It was pretty high. It was up there.
I mean, it was 250, so it was something rather high. And even the things like Zerato and things like were around 80 or something. It was pulling that stuff.
This was under Upper Deck Entertainment though, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was under Upper Deck where everything was kind of expensive.
Everything was expensive back then. So yeah, you guys who bitch about Yu-Gi-Oh prices now, you should have been playing back then when we had to shell out rent money and mortgages just to play a deck. So number 2 is Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, which you guys all know what.
I think no one can have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for even like a year. It's just spellbooks and dragon rulers. Mainly dragon rulers. This set introduced dragon rulers. A fun fact I guess about this is everybody expected the dragon rulers in the set to be like secret rares, and just for each to be like 100 apiece and just literally break the bank of anyone who wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh. But they ended up being rares, and the babies were commons, and so the deck itself wasn't like terribly tough to get. I mean, extra deck.
The extra deck was the only thing that cost money. Like you can make the main deck for like what, roughly $50.
This set also introduced Spellbook of Judgment, the what the hell card. Like, why would?
And I think they had to do that though, because Spellbook of Judgment was pretty much Prophecy's way of keeping up with Dragon Rulers at the time. So they kind of had to. But then they found out it was a little too awesome.
It was a bit too much.
It was fucking OP.
Some other cool cards that came out of this were the Mecha Phantom Beast archetype, Harpy archetype. They kind of got overridden.
Overridden by dragons and spellbooks, pretty much.
Draco Sack came out of here. He was only used in Dragon Rulers, really.
Yeah.
Mecha Phantom Beast didn't get to use their own card.
They made rank 10s too much.
But Tachyon, I think, will go down in history as just like this. Before this set came out, everybody feared this would be like the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Tachyon's just like when Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just gonna burn in the ground too much.
It's like an Armageddon knock all over. Number 1.
Number 1, we've got Duelist Revolution.
For those of you who know about it, D-Rev.
Yes, D-Rev introduced. I like to think of D-Rev as almost a set where like there was a Yu-Gi-Oh before D-Rev and a Yu-Gi-Oh after D-Rev.
Yeah, pretty much.
It really changed the fundamental. It introduced so many new staples. Introduced Effect Veiler, which
Yeah.
since its release has had some place in every format.
Every format.
It has its dips and its highs and its lows, but like Effect Veiler, like since its release, it's changed the way you play the game. Before then, the idea of being able to stop your opponent's monster's effects from your hand just wasn't. It really wasn't thought of. It wasn't really conceived.
Possible, yeah, really.
Funnily enough, when Effect Veiler released, people thought it was bad, and they were like,
everybody thought it was bad.
yeah, and if you teched one, you were a hipster.
Yeah, like, everybody like, why are you playing that card? It's so bad. It's from your hand. It does nothing. Yeah.
And now it literally is a staple. Heart of Duality came out.
Duality with another $200 secret rare
And,
card.
yeah, and it's become basically a staple in pretty much anything that's not like OTK decks.
Yeah.
So I mean, Warning came out of this set. Solemn Warning,
and it was at 3 at the time.
and it was at 3, and it peaked at around $100.
Yeah.
It was kind of the kind of card you had to have.
Yeah.
It was like a counter trap that was just easy to stop any kind of summon. You had to have this card, and this was at a time when Solemn Judgment was at
It was at 1.
Yeah. So
It wasn't making a
Warning really was just a big game changer. And we got Scraps, introducing the Scrap archetype. Scrap Dragon's kind of the highlight monster.
Yeah.
It was a new generic level 8 synchro
with
that
a really good effect.
yeah, everyone kind of wanted to use. So I think the D-Rev takes the cake as just the most like pre-Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like pre this set versus post this set.
Yeah. Even to this day, it still is. So yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, like, I don't think there's a deck today that doesn't use a card that came out of D-Rev, if you think about it that way.
There really is.
Like every deck uses a card that came out of D-Rev. It's just
side main. In
That's how it goes.
fact, I think that was also when Fraser Smith won like a YCS with Gravekeepers because he had like triple Pot of Duality, triple Warning.
yeah.
Like some other
back
shit
when the
like-
hate was
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember the name that they gave that deck, but yeah, like that.
I
that
hate
set
you
pretty much-
Gravekeepers.
No, it was like some weird name they gave. It was pretty cool. It was simple, but whatever it was good. Like of course, it was a high rarity Gravekeepers, obviously because Duality and Warning. But
So
yeah.
those are our 10 most, in our opinion, influential sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! However, we'd love to hear from you guys. What
What sets do you guys think were most influential and game changing in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Leave them in the comments. We'll be checking out the comments, responding, have a bit of an open discussion. And if you enjoyed this video, do please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more great Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, leave us suggestions for other things to talk about, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. I don't know, what's the cool way to outro videos?
You suck at hitting videos. I'm
Yeah,
not great,
bye.
but like you're like so awkward. I don't.
What
know
do you
this
do?
guy. What do I do?
How do you
Just
end
fucking
it?
walk off like fuck y'all.
Oh. I gotta start doing that too. Deck number 3 is one of my personal favorites, Phantom Darkness.
Not a deck.
Why did I say deck number 3?